Hey guys, Sarah here and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. So today I will be doing the stay at home book tag. This tag was created by Princess of Paperback. I'll leave all her information down in the description box below. I was tagged by Kelsey over at Bookishly Nerdy. Thank you, Kelsey, for tagging me. Now without further ado, let's just get started. 1. Laying in bed. A book you could or have finished in one day. For this, I'm going to go with Book Wanderers by Anna James. This is a middle grade book. I believe it's about 275 pages, and I know if I put my mind to it, I can finish this in one day. It is on my TBR for the month, so I want to finish it before April is over. We only have a couple of days. My good friend slash co-worker Katie has read this. She really enjoyed it. This ended up being our book of the month before we were all told to stay home. I was really pushing this book, so I decided, you know, even though it's not the book of the month anymore, I do need to read it, and since it is middle grade, I do have a feeling that it will go fast. Snacking, a guilty pleasure read. You all know that I hate when we call it a guilty pleasure read. I do not believe in reading being guilty. I'm gonna rewrite the question to my advantage and say a book that is very pleasurable to read. And for that, I'm gonna go with Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. This is one of my absolute favorite series, though Twilight will always be in my heart for giving me that love of reading again. Let's face it, Vampire Academy is the best vampire series out there, and a little bit less problematic. I mean, I'm not saying it is not problematic, because it is problematic, but it's a little bit less problematic. Every time I read this, I am taken back to the time when I first read it. Though I can never read it for the first time again, I can always remember how I felt when I first read it. Every time I read it, I remember I was at my old house in my twin-size bed. That used to be a bunk bed, and it's just all nostalgic with this series. I just love it, and I do get a lot of pleasure from reading this. 3. Netflix, a series you want to start. And a series that I've been wanting to start for a while is Seethe by Neil Shusterman. One of my good friends, Ashley, she loves Neil Shusterman and she's read the series and she adored it. The last book, I believe, was actually published last year, so I can definitely binge read this without having to wait like the rest of the world had to. I like the concept of the story. It actually ended up being a YA book club pick for our Barnes & Noble YA club. I didn't moderate that meeting. Since I didn't force myself to read this for the book club, I think I will enjoy it much more on its own accord, because you all know that when I'm forced to read something, I end up not liking it. 4. Deep Clean, a book that has been on your TBR for ages. For this one, I'm going to go with Furyborn by Claire Legrand. This has been on my TBR since the dawn of time. The thing about this book and why I haven't picked it up is because, again, the hype, and not a lot of people liked it. Like, they said it was okay, but it wasn't the best, so I was a little hesitant to read it. I don't know if I'll pick it up this year. Hopefully I get to it before the year ends. If not, it's probably going to be one of the first books I read in 2021. I believe what I've heard about this, it's about two queens. One of them is from 100 years in the future, the other one's from the past. It alternates between queens, and then it actually is like kind of a time travel, I believe. Maybe I'm making stuff up, but I feel like it's kind of like a time travel with two queens. If I'm wrong, let me know. 5. Animal Crossing, a book you bought because of the hype. And the last book I bought because of the hype was The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is a very thick book. I mean, it doesn't surpass Goblet of Fire. This is only like around 801 pages. I don't count the acknowledgements, author page, or glossary, or anything that does not have words that are part of the story. All I know about this book is it has dragons in it. Maybe I'm just going by the cover. I don't have plans to read it anytime soon, mostly because it's a very thick book. And I just got out of my reading slump, so I'm not gonna enter into another one for trying to get through this monster. Probably will be a book that'll take me about 2 months to finish because I'm in no rush. 6. A book you learned or had an impact on you. And for that one, I'm going to go with The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. When I finished it, all of my emotions were out of whack that I ended up feeling numb for the rest of the day. And I read this when I used to work at the pizza packing company, so I always had the night shift. So it was, I guess they call it the graveyard shift. It was from 3 in the afternoon to like 3 or 4 in the morning. So for that entire shift, I was numb, and all I could think about is the ending. The way this book ended just makes you think. It's about rape culture. This kind of made me realize that what I've been thinking all along is true, that our society will always re-victimize a victim no matter what. They will always think, oh well, she was wearing this, what did she expect? Oh, she was out at this late hour, what did she expect? It's never, I can't believe this happened to her, what can we do to fix this so women don't have to go through it? That's not their mindset, but it's just what reality is. So this actually became one of my ultimate favorites, which has one of my ultimate favorite quotes, which is, "But boys will be boys," our favorite phrase that excuses so many things, while the only thing we have for the opposite gender is women, said with disdain and punctuated with an eye roll. And when I read that quote, I was like, that hits the truth to another level. So accurate. So if you are interested in reading something like this, definitely go with Female of the Species. Like I said, very triggering, so go in it with caution and practice self-care. 7. FaceTime, a book you were gifted. And for this one, I'm gonna go with Little Women by Alcott. Louisa M. Alcott. There we go. I thought I'd forgot the name for a while there. This is actually the box set. It comes with the movie and the book. Katie gifted this to me for Christmas, and thank you, Katie, so much. Little Women is one of her favorite classic novels. Even though I've heard about Little Women, even though I know one of them dies, I still want to read it. I'm not sure when I'll get to it, hopefully soon, because I really want to talk about it with Katie. Like I said, once I read it, I'll watch the movie and then I'll watch the remake. Again, thank you, Katie. 8. Self-care. What is one thing you've done recently to take care of yourself? Being stuck here at the house, I tend to read outside in our backyard if the weather's good. Like not today. Today it's been gloomy, and for a day like this, like it's gloomy, I actually drive around town, and driving around town has helped me a lot because I'm actually looking at all these new places I've never knew existed. Thank you for Google Maps though, because I don't get lost. I've discovered parks that I didn't know were there. I've discovered shops, new restaurants, and I'm just like, wow, there's just so much more to my town than I thought. Now we do have a bonus question, and that is, name a book that is coming out soon. A Sky Beyond the Storm, which is the 4th and last book in an Ember in the Ashes series. I have not read Reaper at the Gates. I've been waiting for this last book to come out. I won't be reading the first 2 books because I did reread them last year, but I'm very excited for this release, and I don't know what other books are coming out, if there's any one of them coming out in the next few months, but this is just one that I'm very, very excited about. That is all I have for you guys today. Let me know down in the comments below, what are you doing to keep sane amid this chaos? Also, I will not be tagging anybody just because I don't know if all my peeps that I used to tag all the time are still active. I have to catch up on all my YouTube watching. If you're interested in doing this tag, go ahead and do it and say that I tagged you. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more of my face, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!